closing, the banksters know that the remedy is through the states. As that checkmate on out-of-control federal behavior.
It's the fourth branch.
That's why they sold Obama as the second coming of Abraham Lincoln. And now he's saying, not just with the states, but with Congress, that he may raise the debt ceiling even if they don't.
Yeah.
That he'll launch wars, that he'll put in carbon taxes. And my final question for you, and if you've got any other final thoughts, and then I've got some final thoughts at the end here for folks watching on prisonplanet.tv. In the final equation, we know they're getting rid of posse comitatus. They're training the police. And I saw cases in Tennessee where, remember 2 years ago, it's in my film Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, so important that be gotten out to everybody. Because a lot of police are compartmentalized. They see that film. They go, oh, that's how this all interconnects. Right. They know the info's true, but they've never really put the pieces together. This total federalization ahead of our staged bankruptcy and financial bondage to the globalist. But all over the country, there was a case 2 years ago, and I had a state rep on, and the governor put a statement out in Tennessee. They had upwards of 20 federal agencies, Army, National Guard, MPs, BATF, FBI, TSA, federal marshals, running checkpoints, shutting down highways, searching people in 4 states. But the Tennessee governor said, they called it an exercise, but it was real. They were shutting down highways. The governor said, you can't do that. You don't have authorization. And they just said, hey, Homeland Security, National Security, we'll do whatever we want. There's got to be a confrontation with this. What would you have done if you were one of the Tennessee sheriffs 2 years ago and there were 20 federal agencies running blockades on roads in open violation of the Bill of Rights, Constitution, but every other canon of a free society? And everybody knows a hallmark of tyranny is military running checkpoints. I mean, that's martial law. What would you have done?
Well, first of all, I will hope that I would have already had them on notice before this all started, that they know they have to check with the sheriff before they come in and do that crap. Then if they don't, then you go there and you stop it. And you do stop it. And
what do they say? We have bigger guns. I guess you go call out the posse?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and hopefully you do it peacefully. And this can be done peacefully. And Chris Matthews tried to pin it on me that no, this is all going to be violent. And Time Magazine lied about me. Oh,
in the Rise of the Right, they implied me and Ron Paul are calling for violence.
Right, exactly. And I've never heard you call for that, and no one has ever heard me call for violence. There is a way to do this peacefully. The thing of it is, if the sheriff does interject himself in this situation, in this problem, if he does interpose himself on behalf of the people, he can call in the other sheriffs from the rest of the state. He can call in the posse. He's the only other person besides the governor that has the authority and power to call out the posse, the militia.
And they're afraid of this confrontation.
Of course they are.
Because we're in the right, and it's going to checkmate. I mean, folks, the TSA, no one is allowed to stick their hands down your pants without a warrant. No one's allowed to put you in microwave ovens, period. This is a joke. Major universities worldwide, including the U.S., are now listing us as one of the worst police states. We've still got our free speech to a certain extent. Right. They're trying to start to shut that down with the internet kill switch. Tyranny's coming in like a flood. We have to animate the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. We're seeing all these articles in Time and Newsweek. Constitution's bad. It caused the problems. Right. Get rid of it. This will solve the problems. We've gotten into these problems as soon as we stop following the Bill of Rights, Constitution, Declaration of Independence. Sheriff Richard Mack, thank you so much for spending time with us. Any closing comments?
Well, Alex, I'd say just the one thing you reminded me of there. We're not in trouble in this country because we follow the Constitution too strictly. Far from it. We've got to get back to that, and there's a way to do it. Sheriff by sheriff, county by county. Go to sheriffmack.com, and you can see all of this and see what I've been doing. And Alex, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate all your people here staying up late with us tonight, and thanks for having me and my wife here today.
The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have miles to go before I sleep. And what dedication. Going to drive back out to Fredericksburg, an hour and a half away, to another hour of radio on RadioLiberty.com with the great Dr. Stan Monteith. Right. Old doctor on a cane doing 5 hours, 6 hours of radio a day. Yeah. And so dedicated. We flew out there to interview him for a film. We actually have to go back out.
Well, he was at your meeting in Santa Cruz.
But he had the flu. We flew out there. We have to go back out and do it again because he had the flu like a year ago for this eugenics film. And he would go in the bathroom, lay on the couch, and then force himself up. He could barely talk. We're like, no, we'll fly back to Texas. Don't worry about it. And he literally did that to get the word out. And it's that type of dedication and that spark and that fire of liberty. That's why we're going to win. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. I want to thank you for supporting PrisonPlanet.tv. This is just our roundtable special report format. Starting September 1st, we're going to have a 30-minute news program at 7 p.m. Central every evening. We've upped the crew. We've upped the IT people. We're kind of working out some of the bugs tonight. I want to thank the crew for staying late. And a lot of them have been here for 16 hours today. They were here 16 hours yesterday. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. live on the radio/TV show. But this PrisonPlanet.tv and the new TV site we're going to be starting after that is really the final phases. I already have several cable networks and people that have wanted us to develop a show, but they wanted me to move to New York or move to L.A. to do these shows under their rules. I'm doing this here as a viral program that will get the truth out to everybody, and we couldn't do it without your support. So thank you for being PrisonPlanet.tv members, and if you'd like to really support us so we can continue what we're doing, buy a couple more memberships at PrisonPlanet.tv, give it to your friends and family, or spread the word about PrisonPlanet.tv. You can download these shows, burn them to disk, pass them out to people. We even let people with their PrisonPlanet.tv passcode share it with up to, 5, 6 different people with that same passcode can be simultaneously logged in. As long as we can pay for the bandwidth and the crew and all this equipment, we can continue. But if we could double the amount of members at PrisonPlanet.tv, and I believe that's going to happen with the nightly TV show, we can really finance the reporters and the crew and fly people in and really start to expand our news organization and find other people that can work here as reporters. So hopefully I get to a position only working 9, 10, 12 hours a day. But we've got big plans here, and we've been able to do it all because of you. We reach more than 2 million people a day on the radio, more than 5 million a week. We reach more than 5 million a week with Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, more than 300 million views in the last 2.5 years on YouTube alone. We are having a huge effect, and the tyrants aren't going to be able to get away with what they're doing if we stand up. And this is a tip of the spear, so thank you for your support of PrisonPlanet.tv and Infowars.com. And whatever you do, go to SheriffMack.com and get the County Sheriff, America's Last Hope, and the Victory for State Sovereignty Supreme Court decision, because the remedies are there. That's why the system attacks the founders. That's why they attack the Declaration of Independence, Constitution. Lawyers, constitutionalists in other countries, philosophers, statesmen, they have looked at our system and said this was pure genius. It produced the most wealth, the most freedom. If we don't have this, then we're just more real estate and more dirt. And again, I'm Alex Jones signing off from Infowars Special Report. We'll talk to you coming up in the next few hours. See you back at 11 a.m. Central. Thank you, Sheriff.
You bet. Thanks for having me.